What is up, people? Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I have got a big smile on my face. I was thinking to myself tonight, it's going to be one of those depressing streams, but of course, yes, today we have appointed our head coach for the remainder of the season. Not just any head coach, though, people. Not just any head coach. A very, very special head coach that we have brilliant memories with, of course. Not that I can remember, because I wasn't even born the last time this guy was at the club, actually. So, but I obviously read about him. Obviously, he's had a fantastic career. But yeah, the one, the only. I feel like I should call him Sir. Sir, Sir Neil Warnock. Let's just call him Sir, because he's a legend in the footballing world. He's got so much, But I just can't believe it, mate. I'm just so delighted, and it really is. It has a really nice ring to it as well. Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. I love that. I really do love it. But of course, I am joined by my co-host, my guest, whatever you want to call him, because he's always here. He's always here to give his thoughts and everything. And of course, we are going to be starting with this news that Neil Warnock has today returned to the club. And the King has returned. Legend. And of course, obviously, he won't be taking the game on Wednesday, but he'll be starting training on Thursday. On Saturday, the first home game, it's going to be buzzing, literally. It's going to be such a busy one. Everyone will get tickets now for this, I think, and it's going to be a really busy one. But we're going to get into our thoughts in a bit more detail, but of course I do want to get Tom on and get his thoughts initially and how he's feeling at the moment, because honestly, I'm delighted, mate. I really am. It feels like it's not real, but it is. But yeah, we're gonna get Tom in now. So welcome on to the show. Hello there. Hi. Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. Obviously, we've got a head coach. Well, not just any head coach. A head coach that, for me, when I said the only person to save us was Warnock, and what have we done? We've gone and get him. And until I actually realised, until I actually saw the news, I didn't believe it. But I feel like we never knew who we was going to go and get, did we? Obviously, with pre-appointments being a bit, it's not been great. But Tom, I mean, sum up your emotions right now about this, because I'm just struggling to sum up my emotions.
I just can't believe it. Unbelievable. I never thought he'd come out of retirement again. I've
No.
genuinely thought he would properly retire, but I'm buzzing. I have every faith or confidence in Warnock to get us out of this mess now. Let's start the fighting to stay in the league party. Should they say? Some people say, but yeah, no, I'm buzzing. I'm over the moon, and I can't wait for Saturday. Generally can't.
Yeah, same. Yeah, special day for sure, and of course, yeah, it's going to be a busy one. I think it'll be really busy. But yeah, let's get into the comments as well. Yeah, he's one of his famous quotes, of course. You've got to effing die to get 3 points.
3 points.
A proper Yorkshireman. He really is a proper York. The King has returned after 27 years. Indeed, Ramsey, good evening to you. He has returned, and we're delighted. And I really do think that he probably isn't watching this, but I really do appreciate Neil Warnock, obviously, for coming out of retirement. He didn't have to do this, but it just shows how much this club means to him. And he can't. He couldn't turn this this opportunity down, to really help us get out of this mess, because yeah, it really is a mess at the moment. So yeah, fair play to him. I'm just buzzing. I really am. But yeah. Hello there, Aidan. Good evening. Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. Indeed. Let's sing that loud and proud. And yeah, let's really get behind them now, because wow, what a lift this has given us tonight. Warnock, you're the one. Yeah, the greatest game, of course. Very famous for that. But yeah, thank you for those comments. Let me know your thoughts, everybody, in the chat about this, of course. So obviously Neil Warnock, obviously, is cut short a spell overseas to return to England. Obviously takes the reins at the club from Thursday, as I said earlier. And of course, his assistant will be another town legend in Ronnie Jepson. Another reunion. Obviously, a very popular striker, in his day. Obviously, again, I didn't see Ronnie Jepson ever because I'm too young. I didn't see him play. But of course, I've read lots of history about town, and yeah, obviously, he's one of the names there. Obviously, he's worked in a coaching capacity with Neil Warnock before. Obviously, he'll become an assistant as well. Of course, Neil Warnock needs no introduction to us town fans, of course. Obviously, managed the club back in 1993 until 95. In his first season, he led the team to the last trophy final at Wembley. Our first visit to the National Stadium since 1938. Before taking us there again in the following campaign to secure passage to the division now known as the Sky Bet Championship, through a very, very exciting playoff final, actually, apparently. Obviously, I've seen highlights of that, of course. Now, let's talk about his CV, because his CV doesn't lie. People can criticise whatever you want about Neil Warnock, right? I don't care. This guy has won 8 promotions, a record in the EFL, by the way. And although he did officially retire in April last year, obviously he decided to return to West Yorkshire to try and guide us out of the relegation zone. And of course, let's not forget his track record of keeping teams up as well, Tom, in terms of, like Rotherham, Middlesbrough, in a similar situation as well to us when he first went in there as well, but he managed to turn. I mean, yeah, it's one of those. And of course, I just want to, before I get your thoughts and everything again, let's just go through his quotes that he said on the website today, because, wow, I mean, we're all very giddy at the moment, I think, because it's I think that's the word to say. Of course, he has said that he's really excited about this challenge. He said, my first spell at Huddersfield Town had everything. We went to Wembley twice, moved into the new stadium, and really built the club from nothing. It was a special time. He then goes on to say, I'm coming back to help the club, but also Dean Hoyle. I know what he's done behind the scenes, and I've always had a lot of time for him. And then the final quote, he said, I've looked at the fixtures and we've got some fantastic games to come. I want to come back and put smiles on faces. I mean, Tom, what did you make of all that when obviously you spoke for the first time? And yeah, talk about how much do you respect Neil Warnock? Obviously, his career, we've seen what he's done over the years. It's really impressive, isn't it?
He's an amazing manager or coach or whatever you want to say. Yeah. But it's just them comments are just unbelievable how much he loves the club. And I was watching a clip back on YouTube earlier when he did that team talk with Huddersfield from years and years ago. Wow. And I watched another one where he said he were doing a Sheffield United as well, dressing room thing. And I think he said to Danny Kent, this is what I like about him. Don't look at me, you make me feel sick. Go, get out.
He's a character in theory. He's a character. But yeah. I think, now we've got him in, this really does give us a big advantage in regards to what the situation we're in. I feel like it does give us a big advantage with the especially with the teams around us as well. If you look at Wigan beat us at the weekend, but if you look at Wigan's coach, he's not had much experience. Obviously, the Cardiff manager, I don't think he's had much experience. Obviously, Mick McCarthy, he's had lots of experience, but and yeah, it's giving us all a lift here. But yeah, let me just go through the comments. Alex says Neil Warnock's van again. Just keep them coming, keep the chants going, because we're going to be singing it a lot over from now until the end of the season, of course. Big up to you, Bobby. Thank you for coming in, by the way, mate. Big up to you, and I really appreciate you coming by. Of course, I was in your show yesterday, of course, in the comments. I love your content. So yeah, like I said, people go and check out Bobby's content. Really good, obviously a Spurs fan, but yeah, Blue Traces, yeah, that I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is.
I'm sure I've seen him in a Toy Story film before, somewhere.
Aiden says, "Has Chicho left? Does anyone know?" I'm not entirely sure. Do you know, Tom? Because they haven't actually said, have they? Because obviously Jepson's coming as assistant now, so is he going to be maybe a second assistant? I don't really know what's going on.
What I gather, from what the comment said, is taking the Stoke game, and then I think he's going back to what he did before.
Is that what it says? Because I haven't read it before. Right, okay.
I think mixing Warnock's style up with Chicho's training ground stuff would actually be a good solution. Because he'd learn from Warnock, wouldn't he?
Yeah, oh my god, I'm just really giddy tonight, I really am. But yeah, I agree with you there, mate. Chicho has. I don't think he's leaving, to be honest with you guys. I think he's obviously going to stay on as part of the coaching team. Still, obviously, Ronnie, Jepson will be Neil Warnock's first assistant, and obviously, of course, you've seen it in time gone by, where there's a few coaches in there that are on the obviously a few assistants, or a few people helping, in the dugout and things like that. So, yeah, I think he will be staying on from what I gather. So. Good evening, Doug. Good evening. Again, Warnock until NC is a coup. Yes, it is indeed, isn't it? Yeah, we've just been saying that. Just a big, big moment, this. And I know we've criticised the club in the past, but the fact they've gone out and maybe got somebody like this, I think we've got to give them credit now as well. But let's put it out there, guys. This appointment probably had nothing to do with Bromby, so that pretty much sums it up. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, it probably didn't have anything to do with Bromby because, of course, Bromby goes down the other route of hiring rookies. But anyway, Ramsey said, if played properly, this could be a beautiful end to a legendary career. Imagine last game of the season home to Red. We've got survival and we get 3 points to send him into attack. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, it just gives me goosebumps. It really does. Actually, him back. Obviously, I've been watching. Obviously, I don't know. Did you? I revisited the because obviously Neil Warnock came to stay, didn't he? With Boo, obviously the reunion with Boovy on YouTube. Obviously, that video that came out on the town YouTube. Obviously, he was invited to a game back in August, wasn't he? And obviously he was promoting his tour. Obviously, he was obviously doing a show in Huddersfield. But yeah, that video was brilliant. I actually rewatched it and literally I couldn't stop smiling from the moment I started listening to the end. But yeah, absolutely. I totally echo those thoughts. By the way, Wednesday we could see a massive reaction from the team because of his appointment, even though Warnock won't be in charge. Yeah, I mean we said this, didn't we, earlier, Tom? Off air. Warnock probably will be in the stands, won't he, on Wednesday night? I'm presuming, won't he?
Oh yeah, I would have thought so. He's the manager now, isn't he? So I expect him to meet the players tomorrow. I do.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, because he's he's definitely taking train on Thursday. So I don't necessarily know. They'll have to sort out. Yeah, because he was apparently he was. I would have loved to have seen that. You heard that phone call, when the club came calling for, came calling to Neil and obviously said, "Do you want to take over or whatever?" However it happens, hiring a manager. But yeah, that would be really interesting. But obviously, he was obviously on holiday abroad when obviously he got the call, so we'll have to get back from there. But of course, the team will be. I think the team will probably travel to Stoke tomorrow, won't they? Even though it's not that far. They'll probably
what I think they do train. I think they do the presser, then the training, and then I think they set off after that.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. When it's a shorter journey, though, I didn't know if they just went on the day. But
well, it's not a short journey, is it? Down to Stoke.
It is. It's only an hour and a half.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think we'll probably meet the players on Thursday. To be fair. I know you. Yeah, we've just answered that question. I think he probably will be Ramsey. Yeah, I think he probably will be there. In fact, more than certain he'll be there in the stands on Wednesday night. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, of course, Blue Terry says, Tom, rate the Prime out of 10. You're drinking Prime? I mean, what flavour is it? Tell me all the details.
It's the Tropical Punch, and it's a 10 out of 10. It's really nice.
Is it? I mean,
The American version one as well.
so it's got a really nice tropical flavour to it then.
Like, well, nice. I think I've had this is my third bottle today.
Wow, blooming out. Be careful with them. Is it fizzy or spark? Is it fizzy or still?
It's not fizzy at all. It's like a still. Do you know that Lucozade Sport type thing? It's a bit like...
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, so Tom rates it 10 out of 10. So there we are. Go and get yourself a prime, guys. He's staying as first team coach after the next. Yeah, Darren says. Yeah, Darren's also thought that Chicho will be staying on as well as one of the coaches. Chicho. Yeah, you said that, didn't you, Tom? Chicho will learn us from Warnock. Yeah, definitely. And of course, he did say in his press last time that he wants to be a head coach in the future as well. So yeah, obviously that is one of his aims in the future. I've heard there's a new Toy Story coming out on Buzzy. You made me laugh. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
Oh, can you imagine that though?
But yeah, there is a new Toy Story coming out though, for real, apparently. So
yeah. Toy Story 5, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Bromby didn't make any comments on this appointment on the. Yeah, so maybe he has left, but nothing's been said yet. But yeah, he's been very quiet, hasn't he? But yeah, so let's get into the comments from managing director Dave Baldwin, and who obviously commented further on this appointment. So he says, in my conversations with Neil over the last few days, it was very clear how much care he has for this club and its fans, and that mix that was all important in his decision to take this position. We clearly have a big challenge ahead of us in our remaining games with a very clear objective, and Neil's vast experience and knowledge will be a massive boost as we face that head on. And then he goes on to say, final quote, his relationship with the club should also really galvanise the players and the supporters. That unity will be of the utmost importance between now and the end of the season. We all need to pull in the same direction to achieve our goal. I mean, yeah, Tom, what did you make of the comments from Dave? Because it's actually, reading them, it's actually very, very honest and very, very, very true what he's saying, actually. I agree with all of that, what he's just said.
I agree with everything he says, and I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better myself, If the club loves an ex-manager and that person loves the club as well, it works perfectly. And I can see it being a sellout Saturday. I generally cannot wait. I am so gassed and buzzing for Saturday.
Honestly, it's given us such a boost, and we're just delighted here. And everybody's delighted to see it. Of course, like I said earlier, we never knew who was going to get, did we? Because of what's with everything that's happened before, But yeah, the fact that they've done it now, brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Big up, Orest. Hello there. Good evening. Hello there, mate. Thank you for coming in, and I hope you're well. Neil Warnock is back. Indeed, he is, with the fire emojis there. Absolutely there. But yeah, brilliant to see. Ryan, how confident are you now with Neil Warnock? Yeah, mate, honestly, I feel like I've got a lot of confidence now that we can get out of this mess, especially with someone as vast and experienced as Neil. And obviously, he's a big motivator. He really is. And of course, he won't take any rubbish from anybody. Of course, he'll have that level of discipline that you need in the dressing room. Of course, he's probably had to adapt to how he used to be, but he's still going to have that same approach in terms of not taking any rubbish. You're either playing for the badge, you're playing for that shirt, you're fighting, you're showing that passion and desire that we expect, or you're not playing. Simple as. And his CV doesn't lie. He's got out the best of what he's had over the years without having much budget. Can I just ask you? Just Rotherham, Middlesbrough. I don't think he had much budget at Middlesbrough, to be fair. Everywhere he's gone, he's done a job. Literally everywhere he's gone, he's done a job. That is just incredible. So yeah, I am feeling a lot more confident now.
God help Josh Ruffles.
Yeah, I mean, God help them all, to be honest with you, because I'm not going to just pinpoint one name, because pretty much all of them have not been good enough, in my opinion. Apart from a
this
few.
Is the perfect manager for Hogg as well, isn't it? Because he's very passionate as well.
Yeah. I think it's the perfect manager for anybody in this situation. So I think that the players will really take to him, actually. Thank you, Horace. Yeah, please do smash. I haven't even said any of my intros. I've just been too giddy about this appointment, guys. So yeah, obviously, yeah, please smash the likes. Subscribe if you are new. Like I say, we're about 6 away from 250, so it'll be good to get there in the coming days, of course. And yeah, also before we move on, obviously, big shout out to Let's Talk Sports. Of course, I am on their platforms at the moment, on their YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook page. So thank you for this community, for welcoming me into this community and really helping me grow my channel. I really do appreciate them all over there. And yeah, I feel happy to be a part of it. I really do. So yeah, up to Let's Talk Sports, and like I said, go and subscribe if you haven't already to their channel as well. What's the new? Right, we're gonna get into. We don't know much about that, buddy. Like I say, obviously the press conference is tomorrow, so we haven't actually heard any news about that. But yeah, we're gonna get into something about that as well in a bit later on, because I've got things to say about that. He's a class manager, and hopefully he keeps it. Yeah, like I say, that's all we can hope. And of course, I have every faith that he will do it. I don't know. Ramsey said, I don't think I know a manager who can bring this much confidence and optimism to a team so low based on just his reputation. Yeah, special manager. Absolutely spot on there, Ramsey. You just speak facts, mate. Literally, you do. Yeah, I mean, it's true, isn't it? You know, he is a guy that is respected in football, right? And especially, obviously, managing us, back in the mid-90s. We've got that special connection with him, and it has, hasn't it? This comment here, spot on, don't you think, Tom?
Oh yeah, exactly. The Football League, the Premier League, do accept him and they like him. He's a very likable manager. It's just if you're a player and you're not giving 100% and you're being lazy, you're going to get told. You're not going to get told gentle. You're going to get bollocked at. And I tell you what, I feel for B team players if they're not working hard enough in a game.
Yeah, it's. I'm going back to it. I still can't believe this has happened today. I really can't. It just feels surreal. It really does. But wow. But thank you for that, Ramsey. Ori says, I have a feeling this atmosphere this week is going to be electric. We just said that earlier. If you was in late, you wasn't in when we said. But yeah, it's going to be a special atmosphere this weekend at home. And yeah, I expect it to be a near sellout, if not a sellout. But yeah. Also, don't know a manager who is loved and respected by most, if not every club, despite rivalries. I mean, yeah, again, another good point, isn't it? Despite rivalries, he's still loved and respected by a lot of football fans throughout the country, of course. So yeah. Hello there, Brad. Good evening. He says, "Man like Ryan." Yeah, big up to you, mate. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, people, on this appointment, by the way. I know I've kind of touched upon this before, but yeah. Matt Fotheringham was the eBay version. Oh, my goodness, Brad. Oh, you do make me laugh. But, of course, we are going to come back to this in a minute. Obviously, Neil Warnock has come in, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But, yeah, my emotions are pretty much, really unbelievable feeling at the moment. So I will be doing a pre-recorded video tomorrow, by the way, people, about this appointment. Just going into a bit more detail about it, my thoughts about it, obviously. And yeah, obviously, be doing 2 videos tomorrow. Obviously, I'll be back for the preview of the Stoke game tomorrow night as well, people. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I didn't want to do it in this video, and especially now, obviously Neil Warnock's been announced, we've got a new manager. I didn't really have time to do it in this one anyway, so I'm glad we kind of said let's do it separately. So yeah, but yeah, so we're all very much happy, but of course we are here as well to talk about, and I don't mean to bring the conversation down to another level again of going back to having to go back to Saturday again. But obviously, Wigan, this game, man. it was it was absolutely dire. It really was. Now, I just want to let's just talk about the lineups first, Tom, because I'll just kind of say what I think, and then obviously I'll go on to you. But I don't understand. I was a bit confused about this lineup, if I'm honest with you. Well, I was happy that Knockout started. I'm really happy about that because he definitely deserved it. When I say confused, though, I mean the midfield, because I go back to it. You don't need two holding midfielders against bottom of the table Wigan in Hogg and Kamara. Now, I believe that Kasumu should have started this game, in my opinion. I think that he was definitely one that brings energy, that brings drive, and always looks to try and make something happen, of course. So I think it was strange to, of course, I was happy to see Kamara come back in. Of course I was. But I did say before that I did believe that he should be back in the 8 in the squad. But that doesn't mean starting. It means backing around the squad. Now, I don't think I agreed with that. And of course, there was no name even on the bench for Matt Lowton, of course. So, I mean, Tom, what did you make of this lineup when you saw it?
I was confused why he put two holding mids, because Kamara is exactly the same place, exactly like Hogg does in the same position. You could have had Kamara on the bench and you could have started Kasumu alongside him. You could have had Loughton on the bench and you could have started Headley at left back instead of Ruffles. And why the hell was Conor Malone there on that bench? Because when he came on, he didn't do anything. It was just, it was like he was just jogging and strolling. Why he didn't offer? Explain to me why he was on the bench. I don't understand it. And where was Brahima Diarra as well? He was nowhere to be seen.
I don't know, mate. I was as confused as you, to be fair. But I mean, yeah. And of course, we're just going to get something else. We're going to go back to Neil Warnock in a minute, because let's brighten up the mood again. Neil Warnock going to slap some players into shape, and I can't wait. Proper passionate man. And like your mate said, if you're not putting 100% in, and I feel sorry. Don't feel sorry for anybody that doesn't put 100% in, by the way, because that's the bare minimum we expect at this club. But yeah, absolutely spot on there, mate. Saturday, the only positive was Hungbo played his heart out. Kamara, how the hell he lasted all 90 minutes? I don't know. And Mahoney, just release him. Wow. Very out there, Aiden. You're not holding back. I like it. Yeah, I mean, Hungbo looked very good, didn't he, as well on Saturday? That was a big positive, looking to drive the players, and also got in a few good areas, didn't he, at times as well in that game?
Yeah, I agree. And I agree what Aiden said with Mahoney. Just release his contract, pack his bag, send him to back down London where he belongs. But I mean, what does Mahoney offer? What the hell?
I mean, this game though was absolutely shocking. For the first 60 minutes, I'm sorry, but it's just we didn't offer anything, and of course we didn't offer anything. But I went about from the 60th minute onwards, then Wigan seemed to get control of the game and seemed to, try and make things happen to get a goal or whatever. And also the injuries as well. I mean, come on, how Ollie Turton going off injured. I mean, just again another big setback. It really is. I'm just, it's just really frustrating and annoying, really. And of course, I want to touch upon Vachliki because I am very, very, what's the word? I'm very kind of thoughtful about Vaclik in the sense, maybe that's not the right word, but I can't think of the word. But now, obviously, there was a bit of talk about when Vaclik came in that he was potentially injured. Now, the club obviously released the the keepers were warming up, and obviously Vaclik were walking towards goal. Now, he looked like he was limping. He had a bit of a strange walk, actually. He looked like he was limping as he was going towards goal, which brings up the thought of, was this guy actually fit when he came through the door? Because there was a lot of questions about him at the time. I mean, I'm convinced he wasn't. He was injured when he came through the door.
I mean, it's unbelievable because I don't think he's ever been fit when he signed. I mean, in the games he's played in the warm, you can tell the way he's walking.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And of course, he did get injured, surprise, surprise, during the game, which is what I was trying to get on to say, actually. But yeah, I mean, it's a very strange one. I don't necessarily know how bad that injury is, but it doesn't look too good to me.
That's why I think we signed Jordan Smith as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. It could be why, But again, it's just so disappointing. Actually, Kaz looked a bit shaky at times anyway. But is that because he's not being fit? Or he's not being fully... We don't know, do we? But, of course, I don't know how bad that injury is going to be. Obviously, we're going to find out more tomorrow. And we'll have more information tomorrow night in tomorrow night's stream regarding injury news. Press conference will be coming tomorrow. I keep thinking we're playing tomorrow night, but then I realise it's Wednesday. We always usually play Tuesday, so why are we playing Wednesday? But anyway, it is what it is. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, good points there, Aidan, by the way, so thank you for that. What doctor passed Mahoney and Vachlik on their medicals? I mean, especially Vachlik, because I'm not sure what the medicals entail, but I don't necessarily feel like it was a great medical if he's injured already. I mean, he just didn't look comfortable in that warm-up to me at all. But yeah. Brad says, Hungbo is quality, runs at the defence and doesn't pass back. I do feel that he doesn't pass the ball much. By the time he's found the pass after running around, it's too late. Defence has got back. Yeah, so you're saying that you feel like he needs to release the ball a bit quicker, a bit earlier. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. And yeah, obviously the defence have a chance to get back then, don't they? So, yeah, good points. I can't argue with that, really. Aidan says, to be honest, I think Bilo Kapic needs a loan. He's not good. He's not good to be in the starting line. He's not good to be in the starting line. Don't get me wrong, but don't get me wrong. He's good, but he's not able for first team. I mean, I understand what you're saying to a degree, Aidan. But to be fair, the lad didn't do anything wrong when he was in for them couple of games, did he, Tom? I mean, how impressed was you? I mean, we spoke about this, didn't we, when he was actually in the team? But I mean, what is your thoughts on this comment? I mean, he's done quite well, hasn't he?
Do you know what? I think he's been mistreated. The reasons to that and to the comment, I do think Billy Appic does have a very good future ahead of him. He's a good keeper, and I have to disagree with it. And I actually do think he's good enough for first team. I generally do. Honestly, I think he's going to be the future number one. He's 10 times better than Ryan Schofield. If Lee Nichols ever leaves, he's the right person to replace him, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah. I think he's been mistreated as Billy Appic. What I would like to see now, because of the injury, I'd like Billy Appic to come in to start and have Smith on the bench.
Yeah, you put Smith on. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think Aidan's kind of referring to kind of maybe, you can't argue with the fact that his experience isn't that great, is it, Billy Appic, in terms of playing senior minutes? So,
yeah, exactly.
But he's still, I agree with both points. Obviously, he's got a big future, but I think Aidan's looking at it from that perspective rather than saying, he's not good at all, that kind of thing. But yeah, thank you for that. Big up to you, Tony. Good evening. Hello there. Thank you for coming in, by the way. I really appreciate that. I hope you're doing well, mate. Felt we had Wigan on the ropes, to be fair. Yeah, very sarcasm there, Ramsey. Yeah, that's what that clown would have said, wouldn't he, if he were in charge. Brad says, yeah, he's got quick feet and he's quality with his footwork, but when we had 4-on-2/3, he's not passing the ball quick enough. He's just trying to do it all alone, but he's a quality player. I mean, yeah, what do you make of this? I mean, Hungbo is a very good player, we know this, but he just needs to release the ball a bit quicker, doesn't he, I think?
I agree. I rate Hungbo. Before he signed for us, I've watch bits of him in Scotland and on TV and YouTube. And he is a very good player, but he needs to release the ball a lot quicker rather than do it himself. Because if you put Rhodes in that, you release Rhodes, and we know what Rhodes is like when he gets inside the box. Same with Rodone. If he releases the ball quicker, then it's to catch the defence out, innit? If you release the ball quicker.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, mate. I mean, obviously, let's talk about this then as well. Let's talk about the substitutions, by the way, because I'm sorry, but this completely confused me again. And I thought that, to be honest with you, I'll say it here. Chicho, I felt did get the starting lineup wrong, and then obviously he did get the substitutions wrong as well too. Because taking Knockout, I'm sorry, keep the guy on. He was the only one that was getting in there. Really, closing down. To the point where he was actually saying to Wagor next to him, "Come on, get closer, get out of third gear," kind of thing, to Wagor, because you could sense he was getting frustrated because he was, going for it and trying to get the ball, obviously, and running around like nobody's business. But others let him down again. So I'm not sure why Knockout came off personally, because he didn't look like he was tiring at all to me. So that was the first strange decision. And to put I shouldn't laugh really, but to put Mahoney to put Mahoney on, who, by the way, has struggled to get in the B team. Now I know we've said in previous streams, haven't we, Tom, about why is Mahoney not getting in the team at all, and this is why, because he offered absolutely nothing. Sorry, but he didn't.
He's only got one good trade, and that's crossing.
So yeah, and of course Boyle came on for Turton in the 14th minute. Of course, I mean, what did you make of the substitutions as well, Tom? I mean, I'm just a bit baffled by them, really. Me.
I mean, the substitutions didn't make sense when he brought Turton on. You really couldn't have brought anyone else on, could you? Really?
I mean, if you look at the bench, though, I mean, I would have said maybe, mind you, if you had had Lawton on the bench, he would have been able to come on. And of course, Headley's not a right back; he's a left back.
So yeah, but the other changes, I mean, you could have took Rodoni off and brought, Carone on instead of Manon here, and you could have moved Knockout to the 10, and then it'd be a lot more pace. Because I'm sorry, as much as I like Rodoni, I didn't think he was good enough at all in that game. To be honest, I think there was only 3 players that were good enough: Pearson, Hungbo, and Knockout. That's it.
Yeah, and not only that, that's probably the only 3 players that actually give 100% all the time they were on that pitch as well. So I'm sorry, totally unacceptable. To be honest with you, that's not good enough. 3 players out of the 11, and then plus the substitutes. Nah, not.
I think the problem was I don't think Chicho has had proper full session to get his stamp on things. I think those might have been Buzz Lightyear's tactics Saturday.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but we said before this game, by the way, we was expecting some kind of reaction, but we saw no reaction. We saw absolutely no reaction from these players. So, of course, yeah, obviously the goal we conceded, which was just absolutely ridiculous. Again, marking terrible, easy to get the ball in again, too easy for me. And I think, again, I'm afraid it came on Ruffles' side again. And Ruffles...
This is what Warnock will do, but he will sort the defence out. That's what he's good at.
I mean, what did you make of this goal, Tom? I mean, it was coming, wasn't it? You could sense it coming. You knew, we weren't doing anything, and you knew that Wigan was stepping up and getting on the ball, and we just couldn't get the ball either, could we?
Oh, it was just shocking. Yeah, I had a feeling when it kept going down the left-hand side, I said to myself, they're going to score down the left-hand side in a minute. I can feel it. But Ruffles, I mean, He's not the smallest. He could at least easier dealt with or just thumped it away.
You've got to stick with your run, the basics.
Exactly.
It's no excuse. Hello, Adabel. Good evening. Good evening there. Thank you for coming back in. You're back again, so thank you again. I really appreciate that. Brad says, sure, Mr. Warnock will sort him out. I'm not sure who you mean.
I think he means Ruffles.
Yeah, Ruffles. One question here says, was that a penalty on knockout? I mean, to be honest, it was at the other end to us, so I couldn't actually see it clearly. But obviously, knockout, I don't think knockout would go down easily. I mean, but maybe
I've seen it on highlights. I've seen it on 2 angles. Yes and no. It does clip him, but does knockout fall to the ground easy?
Yeah.
And that might make to the referee think, oh no, he's dived. But there was definitely contact, but I think it wasn't given because there's knockout's reaction. Because it went down too easy. And if he wouldn't have gone down, then it might have been given.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, fair. But yeah, for me, it was probably 50-50. Some referees probably would have given it, some won't. So, yeah, I can see why it wasn't given, but yeah. Knockout should have never have come off, especially not from a... Knockout should have stayed on that pitch for the 90 minutes, I'm telling you now. So, yeah, and obviously Mahoney came on and offered absolutely nothing, I'm afraid. Never know with knockout. He loves a good dive, Brad says. I mean, maybe again I'm being biased because he's in the club now, but maybe he has been susceptible to diving in the past, so maybe I should be but yeah, it's one of those. We're going to regret letting Kessler Hayden go back to Villa, Ramsey says now. Only natural right back we've got to choose from is Lowton. Yeah, I mean, Ramsey's spot on here, isn't he, Tom? I mean, why did we let Kessler Hayden go back?
I don't know. We have got another at it, Brody Spencer, but he needs a loan, personally. But yeah, I would have. Do you know what? If he would have kept Kessler Hayden as well as Lowton and Turn, because now the only solution is a fullback. You're gonna have to play Lowton or Brody Spencer, one of them two.
No, I think Matt Lowton will come back in, to be fair.
Yeah. He might play well because he has been playing at left back, and under Warnock as a proper gut coach could actually get best out of him.
Yeah, I think Lowton's naturally a right back though, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
So obviously he's been playing out of position, which doesn't really help. But of course, still did okay where he was, but he needs to be a bit better than what we've seen for me anyway, Lowton. But yeah, good shout there. The depth that we've got in that right, is really, and we're gonna have to hope we haven't got any more injuries coming up, because so we don't know how long Turton's going to be out for, but I don't think it's going to be next week or the week after. I think it's going to be another lengthy spell out for me. Just seems to be the way it's going, to be honest with you. But the fact that he was able to walk off, of course, with the help of the medical staff, but the fact that he was able to walk off, I don't know if that says anything. Maybe it might be a couple of weeks, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
He was trying to when he was going off, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, I mean, the stretcher did come on at one point. I thought he was going off on the stretcher, but of course he did get up and he was all right. Well, he wasn't all right, of course he wasn't, but obviously, yeah, it's we're just going to have to wait and see. Hope your team can win this week and start climbing up the table. I reckon you should have won against Wigan. I mean, it depends what you're basing it on. We should have won before. Going into this game, we should have won it. How many times have we said that this season? That we should be going into games winning them. Blackpool, QPR. How many more? Hull. We should have been looking to, and yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It should doesn't matter one bit. But if you're looking at the game itself, we were nowhere near good enough to win that game. And fair play to Wigan, who showed fighting spirit. It wasn't the best games, but Wigan, you know what, they had a bit more about themselves and they wanted to win it more than us. So that's why they won the game. You could see that with the intensity as they stepped it up after the hour mark. Our substitutions didn't help our cause, but we never looked like it was literally so slow. It was slow. There was no one going forward. There were no looking forward. It was backwards, sideways. It's unacceptable. I don't know. I don't excuse any performance on that. You know, obviously, Hungbo knockout. Well, obviously Pearson looked okay. Even Hogg. I mean, Hogg. How many times did he have these back to goal, and he just ended up going backwards? And I just think Hogg does slow the game down a lot of the time as well. I mean, I do love him, and he's been amazing to us over the years. Of course, he has, but yeah, he's just not looked the same for me.
The thing with Warnock as well, he always plays an experienced team, doesn't it? In all of his teams he's played. So that's another solution that I think won't change. But I'm also excited to see what he does with the likes of Kamara and Diarra and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, but yeah, of course, full trust, full faith in.
Can you imagine him got to say instructions to Carl Hudlin on a touchline? It'd be like that. Right, this is what you do there.
I mean, I know it's just another Neil Warnock's Barmy. We're loving those. Keep them coming, guys. Keep putting Neil Warnock's Barmy in the chat. Yeah, we're going to be singing that plenty. And hello there, Macaulay. I hope you're doing well. Of course, we were meant to be doing a fan cam over the weekend, but yeah, obviously it didn't happen. Sorry, guys, but of course we emotions were running too high in that at the end, to be honest with you, for me. And of course, I did need to gather my thoughts before doing that. But that's the problem with doing maybe fan cams after games. Sometimes it doesn't always go ahead because of that. But yeah. So hopefully there'll be the next one coming soon. But I'm not going to say when, because if I say it, it'll end up not happening again, and then obviously, yeah. But anyway, I'm waffling. Megan, good evening. Neil wants Barmy up. Barmy Army, hope he keeps you up. Hello there, Megan. Thank you for coming in as well. Again, another face that's come back to the channel. I really do appreciate the continued support, guys, honestly. And Megan, I hope you're doing well. And of course, we're hoping that as well. And, if you look at his record, he's done a good job of keeping teams up over the years as well. So
901 games he's managed as well. 901.
Yeah, 901 games. Wow. Just incredible. Blue Terry says on another day, Warnock would have turned down the job. This appointment scares the life out of me. Oh, hello there. This guy is a Cardiff fan, by the way, so that's why he said. But of course, but yeah, hello there, mate. I thank you for coming in. And of course, yeah, obviously, probably a few teams around, they're probably a bit scared as well after us appointing Neil, who, so yeah. Warnock on Saturday, Kasumo, your job is to break Lacuna's legs. I mean, it's going to be one of those where Warnock will be fired up, and I'm going to give it to him because, at 74 years old, coming out of retirement, he's just...
It's unbelievable.
It's just incredible, isn't it? It really is incredible. Hello there, Daniel. Again, another face back to the channel. I'm doing something right. We're doing something right.
The thing with Warnock, he's going to love the atmosphere because he loves atmospheres like our stadium.
He loves Huddersfield. He loves the club really as well. And of course, we do have Daniel says, "How are you today?" Yes, I'm actually doing a lot better now than obviously Neil. So the news about our new head coach coming in, obviously. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, and big up to you. Ramsey says, I already feel sorry for the fourth official. I mean, yeah, he does like to complain, doesn't he? Does Neil? He does feel he has been hard done by over the years in terms of decisions on the pitch. That's for sure. But yeah, he's not short of passion on that touchline, I tell you.
He loves a good fine as well, doesn't
he? I'm just too... But yeah, I mean, let's just go back to this game briefly then. I mean, this was another massive blow, wasn't it, Tom? Because So there was again a big chance to get out of the relegation zone. How many times have we said that? Last few games. Obviously, Wigan have now leapfrogged us up to 22nd, and a point in it now between 23rd and 21st. Of course, Wigan will have been buoyed by that victory after not winning for quite a while. And yeah, I feel like, okay, now we've got a new manager, I feel a bit better, but the fact that we've come away from this past week with very little to show for it is the most, really disappointing. It makes me so angry. But again, Cardiff can't seem to buy a win, can they, Tom? I mean,
No.
Cardiff, it's there for the taking, but we need to go on a run. But I do believe we can go on a run with Neil Warnock. There's no doubt about that in my mind. We can. But we're going to have to.
We could go on a run of results or wins. We could go on a winning streak under Warnock.
But we're going to have to, we've been saying this for a while, capable of going on a run, but we haven't actually seen it. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of players coming out after games and saying, oh, the dressing room's disappointed. You've got to show more on that pitch. Never mind saying the dressing room's... If you're that disappointed, show 100% commitment, because what I saw on Saturday was an utter disgrace in terms of players jogging around, not giving 100%. This doesn't... That's not even, it's not about quality, this. It's about showing that you're interested. Nobody seems interested. Not a lot of players seem interested on the pitch. You look at Waghorn, numerous times. I don't understand what he offers to the team, by the way, either Waghorn. Numerous times he's jogging around, and like I said, I go back to it. Knockout was saying, telling him to get closer, come on, and he was just not doing anything. But obviously not just him. Obviously, plenty of other people that the players didn't seem to know what they were doing at all. There was no, and I can't defend the players, I'm afraid, because what we saw on Saturday was unacceptable in every department in my book, it felt like, especially after the game, again I felt resignated to saying I don't see how we're going to get out of this now. That's what I was feeling, and I felt it, obviously yesterday as well. I just sense with Neil Warnock coming in, it has given us that maybe that we can, but it's making life hard for ourselves. But of course, we're used to that here in Huddersfield because we never do things easy.
No.
So, good to hear you're doing good, Daniel. So good stuff. Ramsey said a positive from Saturday. Chicho didn't come out after the game chatting absolute rubbish, and he admitted we were nowhere near good enough. You could see the result affects him. Yeah, good point again, Ramsey there. Yeah, definitely came out after the game, and obviously he just spoke sense, didn't he? And of course, before the game, obviously he came over to clap the fans as well before the game, which was nice to see actually. He came out and he was just honest, and that's all we kind of expect to hear from the head coach, just to be honest, really. So I agree with that. Neil Warnock still got to return to Cardiff. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, that'll be at the end of it. It's the 28th of April, that game, isn't it? Yeah, so that'll be interesting. A few years back, Warnock got a Rotherham job, and they were in the same position as us. He lost his first two, and then went 11 unbeaten, which kept Rotherham in the Championship. Yeah, we were saying about Rotherham earlier. Obviously a similar situation, and that speaks volumes that he managed to get a tune out of them Rotherham players, who of course may have been lacking in a bit of quality, but still, if you have that togetherness and that team spirit, and you work out together, and you have that clear identity, for me, I'd take that over quality any day of the week for me. It's spot on there as always, Ramsey.
I've got a stat, some information here, right? Huddersfield Town's last away game, Warnock's old club Cardiff. Last two home games, Sheffield United, Reading, who fans hate him right up his street.
Oh wow, yeah. Interesting, isn't it? That how the running's gonna come along, yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, and of course, I'm just buzzing to see his first press conference. Actually, to be fair, because the way he speaks, he's just brilliant. He just brings a smile. He just brings a smile to your
He
face.
always cracks a joke out of stuff as well, doesn't he, in press conferences?
Yeah, he does. He does indeed. By the way, hello, Jess, again. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate you. I'm all right. I'm a lot better now. Obviously, again, I'm repeating myself, but I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Obviously, after this appointment made with Neil Warnock coming in. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I hope you're doing well, by the way. And thank you for joining. As always, I appreciate every single one of you that come in and tune in my content. Basically, you are the ones that make this channel what it is. So I really do appreciate everyone. So honestly, it means the world. George, good evening. Hello there. Sorry for being late. I think this is a good point for helping us out of that relegation. But yeah, spot on, George. We're all feeling like that at the moment, aren't we? And yeah, thank you for coming in. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. And no, you don't need to be sorry for being late. You're here now. You're here, and I appreciate you coming on for the final section of the show. But yeah, big up to you. Are you going to Burnley, Ryan? Yes, I am. Actually, I got my ticket today, so this is what this hotel do to me. You know, they make an appointment and then they just make me go and buy another ticket. so that's what I can't bear to miss. You know, of course, I wasn't really that bothered about going to Burnley, if I'm honest with you, before. But obviously, Neil Warnock, the Neil Warnock effect. He's just
Defensive masterclass is going to happen. Part of the book.
Yeah, he'll have a plan. He has a plan for every game he goes into, and I trust him. So yeah, I am going. Are you going, by the way? Are you going to Burnley, Macca? Let me know. I didn't see you at Wigan back, otherwise I would have come and said hello, but I didn't see you. Quite a busy one actually on Saturday. Quite a lot of fans went over. Oh yeah, what do you think of that? That's fair enough. Ultimately, he doesn't beat around the bush when it comes to the media. No, he doesn't, and he's not scared. He's not shy to say what he thinks to the media either. You know, the media can be toxic. He knows that. He's built that up over the years of what they like in the media. But he takes no. He doesn't take anything. He doesn't take no rubbish from anybody. And you know. He knows how to work the media. He knows how to deal with the media as well. You know, experience and all. It's yeah, it is a great appointment in it. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. We're all buzzing. It's giving us a lift here, and so obviously Wigan's gone now. Obviously, that's another game ticked off. We have to look forward now. We can't afford to look back. We're going to have to, you know. On Wednesday night, we're going to have to be a lot better than that, though, that's for sure, because it's just unacceptable. You know, what's been happening in a few games. It really is. But, yeah, obviously, Stoke's going to be another difficult game. Not going to say too much, obviously, about that, because obviously we'll into that more tomorrow night, but it's always a tricky place to go. It's the Bet365 Stadium, of course. The Britannia.
Yeah, very tricky.
The saying goes, do it on a wet, cold Tuesday night in Stoke. That's the saying. That's how different, you know. So, but yeah, we'll just have to see what happens there. But Stoke away, then Birmingham back our home. Looking forward to this, you know, even though he won't be taking in charge until the Birmingham game this weekend. Yeah, George, definitely, obviously. I can't wait for Saturday. Obviously, his homecoming. And obviously, it'll be. There'll be a buzz about the place. There really will be a buzz, you know, regardless of what happens on Wednesday. There will be a buzz on Saturday, and that'll only help the players. Of course, I think Neil will feel that he's really do appreciate him coming back and helping us here, because honestly, he didn't have to do this. I go back. He didn't have to. He does. It's not like he needs to. He doesn't. He didn't need to do this. You know, he's not one of the. He'd had enough. Obviously, he was happy to have a retirement. Obviously, do his own thing. Obviously, do his podcasts, his events that he was doing, and he didn't have to do that. But the fact that he has, we should respect him for that, and we should actually really appreciate what he's come back here.
I can see there being a response on Wednesday now with this appointment. I think, you know, once he meets all the players, he probably will tell him what kind of stuff he wants.
Yeah,
and then I do think we'll see a different town on Wednesday. with disappointment because everyone around the club, the staff, the chefs, the players, will get a massive boost. It's Neil Warnock. It's quite a big name for Championship as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think everybody's. It's been a difficult season, for everybody, like you say. Obviously, Neil obviously felt, obligated to come back, for his final job, for sure, his final job for sure until then, see, obviously, and help us get out of this mess that we're in. Obviously, that's kind of it, really. To be honest with you, for me, kind of touched upon Neil Warnock again. Obviously, this appointment is really impressive. A guy full of vast of experience. His CV doesn't lie, and he will definitely get a tune out of these players. I truly believe that, and he will get results. He's got results everywhere he's been. He doesn't lie to you. He's got results everywhere he's been, I have nothing but praise, respect, and appreciation for this guy for doing what he's done. Like I said earlier, and of course, we love him here, and he'll be welcome back. And let's have a good end to the season. Come, let's have it. Let's just think Warnock needs football as much as we need him. I've lost count of how many final jobs he's had. It's true, isn't it? I mean, he just loves being in football, doesn't he, Neil? And you can sense that, and of course, he just couldn't stop himself getting back into it. So,
he loves football. He loves football.
He does. Just come from Brad Barb's stream, which he was saying, which he was the same exact feeling that he felt. Brad. I mean, Brad. Big up to Brad, obviously. I really appreciate everything that's got. I was thinking, because obviously I saw that Brad was going live, and I thought, I'm not going to get many views here because obviously Brad's quite popular and all that. But and I really hope that he would do it a bit later because obviously it's clashed with my stream, but it's what it is. But obviously me and Brad seem to be on the same page more or less, usually. So, but thanks, Ryan and Tom. Another great live. Be proud of yourselves, Aiden. Big up to you, Aiden. I really do appreciate your kind words. You're a legend. You're a legend. I appreciate you. Big up to you. Maka says 5 more till 250. Right, we've gained 1 subscriber since we went live, then, which is great news. Thank you, mate. I'm trying. I'm working hard on my content, of course. I really appreciate that kind comment there as well. So big up to you, and of course keep going with your content and stuff because I love watching your vlogs and checking out your content too. So big up to you, mate. Are you going to Burnley, Maka? Because you didn't reply. I don't know if you hopped out when I said that, but are you going to Burnley? Because we need to meet. We need to meet soon because obviously I was hoping to meet you at Wigan. Didn't happen, and then obviously it is one of those, but. And are you going to Stoke? Are you going to Stoke on Wednesday, by the way? But anyway. But I mean, final thoughts. When obviously Wednesday, when you look forward to Wednesday, and Wigan was awful, shocking, not good enough. And the players I hope the players really have looked long and hard in the mirror at themselves over this weekend because they know that wasn't good enough. And they cannot say they went on that pitch. There was no fight, no desire, no passion, nothing, was there, Tom, in that performance? And for me, anyway, it was awful. There was nothing.
It was diabolical, and the players know they can do a lot better than that. Even if we would have drawn and not, or if we would have won playing crap, it'd been a win. But there were no fighter out apart from 3 players. Pearson, Knockard, Hungbo were the only ones fighting.
Yeah, we just want to see that passion, that desire, that hunger to get the ball, and he's trying. Yeah, and Ramsey's made a perfect point here. It didn't look like a team that was fighting for their survival, was it? That's spot on, that comment. I like that comment. It's facts. It didn't though, did it, Tom? I mean, it wasn't like we weren't fighting. We were just doing nothing. It was very cool.
There were no fighting at all there. It was just embarrassing, you know. Watching that, and I watched it back on highlight shot after I calmed down a lot the next day, and
Yeah,
I was like, this is not my Huddersfield Town I've grown up watching. This
yeah,
is awful. It's like, it was just like, they're just walking about and just playing for the money and not the fans. But I do think they would have had a telling off, I think, after that game.
yeah. Well, they definitely needed one if they did, And I just think that the fact is, yeah, those players came off that pitch. It was half-hearted on Saturday. It really was half-hearted by the majority of those players. And I'm sorry, but as fans, I know we've said it previously, but us fans pay our good hard-earned money to go and support the team and watch the team. We expect to see it perform. We expect to see, that passion and desire. There's no excuses.
No,
You know.
I agree everything you say. Echo what I said. Exactly the same. It's just they need to fight now. They need to fight for the passion. They need to die to get 3 points, as Neil Warnock says. Exactly.
And be proud to wear that shirt. Be appreciative that you're wearing that Huddersfield Town shirt, because any of us in the stands would give anything to be on that pitch and wear that shirt. So take some pride, So it's you're going to Burnley, nice one, and you'll get me on the vlog, which is brilliant news. Yeah, that's good news. But obviously we'll arrange it near the time, obviously. But yeah, we did. It will happen. It will happen. We will get to speak to one another in person, of course, in the next few games. I promise. I know it's not happened lately. Obviously, you've been at games, but we just haven't seen each other. And of course, yeah. So yeah, watch this space. It'd be good to do a collaboration with you as well. So yeah, I love watching your lives and here. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Chase. I really appreciate that kind comment. Yeah, that is really kind of you to say so. I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope everybody else enjoyed. Like I said, we have got 19 viewers here with us, which is amazing. Thank you, guys. Please make sure you hit the likes. Like I say, subscribe if you are new, and get your thoughts, comments in. But yeah, unbelievable response this has been, since I came back to the live shows. By the way, I really have been taken aback by it, really, to be honest with you. He's fantastic. I don't know what to say. But yeah.
The lives are back for good.
Do you think we will have a chance of staying up the season, and what place that will finish in the table? Goodness. I mean,
21st.
21st. Yeah, for me, yes, we have a chance. There's always a chance. It's only a point. It's only a point between us and off the relegation zone, out of the relegation zone. Sorry. What place will we finish? We'll probably just survive by the skin of our teeth if we have something to do. I don't know though. Maybe I'm a bit surprised. If we go on a run, then potentially, we might be able to, get a bit ahead of ourselves here. But
late playoff push. I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way. No layup plus. I'm joking.
But we've got a chance. We've got a fighting chance. Listen, I don't support the team. Tom knows that, but I just love sitting here and listening to drama. Yeah, fair enough. Well, like I say, I appreciate you being here. That like I say, you've come in every time, and I really appreciate it. Burnley will be a tough test for you, as they're too good. They're very strong, aren't they, Burnley? Yeah, they really have set the, really have been at what Vincent Kompany's done there as well. Unbelievable, really. So, yeah, but obviously one game at a time. I'm not focused on Burnley yet. Obviously, that's a few weeks where we've got games to come before that. So, yeah, obviously, the next game, obviously, is against Stoke. So, one game at a time. But, yeah, obviously, we were talking about Burnley, weren't we, earlier? It's simple. If they're only here to play for a wage, they know where the door is. Absolutely, Ramsey. Again, spot on. Spot on. They know where the door is. Absolutely. I can't argue. You just speak facts, Ramsey. Honestly, you do. Oh, wow. Jordan says, did you just skip my comment? Right, hang on. I did actually. Hang on, let's just have a look at it. Neil wants point still won't be enough to keep us up. we're going down, John. That's a bit of a
negative comment.
Yeah. If you can't get optimism, John, I'm not being funny. If you can't get optimism by disappointment, now I'm not getting carried away because I know the situation we're in. But if you can't have that sense of positivity in any degree to this, that's my opinion. I'm sorry, what is going to make you positive? Because, like I say, yes, we know that it's been a shocking season. We're all feeling, awful about the situation. But someone like Neil Warnock coming for that, who's been there, done it, seen it all, worn the t-shirt, done what he's done. If that can't give you positivity, then I'm sorry, I don't know what will. You know what I mean, Tom? I mean, I'm not sure about this comment.
I agree, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't think we should make it. If yes, the season's been shocking, but with Neil Warnock coming in, who's done this before, he's been at clubs that have been a bit worse than this and got them out of danger. You've got to have some belief, Jordan. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you, Jordan, at all. To be honest with you, for me, it just feels like you're always negative about the team. Okay, we have our moments as fans. Me and Tom have had our moments where we've been negative because there's a time and place to be negative. Of course there is.
Yeah.
But there always has to be that sense of positivity because this is our club. And this is our club that we love. And if you've got to stick with the rough and smooth. You can't. It's not all plain sailing in this. We haven't got the money or anything of these so-called big. If you want to have, a team that. I'm sorry for going on here, but if you want to have a team that, like a Man City, who can spend what they want, do what they want, whatever, then go and support Man City for all I care. Because the reality is here, we are Huddersfield Town. So I'm sorry, I'm not excusing what's happened with the season and how some people have handled the situation in the club, but there's no need for negativity.
It's a roller coaster supporting Huddersfield Town. It's a roller coaster ride, which I like.
Carlos Corbin v Neil Warnock. Oh, ouch! Aidan, stop this! Stop! Oh yes, George says. John says, I've been getting carried away all season, apparently. We've spoke multiple times about the position of the club, and all you've done is be positive. And what has the club given you back with the results? I mean, yeah, you're right in terms of I have been positive, but I always have to try and be positive on here because I have to give a balanced view. I'm not going to come on here and be negative. I've got to have some sort of positivity in some degree, as it is at times. So I understand what you're saying. The club hasn't given me much back in terms of results. Fine. Yeah, I understand that. But I don't necessarily feel like we should be getting too negative about it. If you've got your opinion, you think we're going to go down regardless, fine. That's your opinion. But as a fan, from my point of view as a fan, I if you can't back the team and you can't be positive to a degree, then yeah, I'm not going to get too
perfect. You've always got to be positive. Even taking football out of it, you've always got to be positive in life. Because being negative is not good enough for your health or even your mental health. You've got to be positive all the time.
I mean, Ramsey makes a good point. What good does constant negativity do? I mean, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do any good.
It doesn't. Believe hard. This is all we say every time there's a new appointment.
It's completely different, though, Jordan. This time it's Neil Warnock.
Yeah, this isn't just any appointment.
Game is managed. Yeah, how experienced he is as well. That's what's missing at this football club. And if there's one manager that can get us out of this mess, now I'm not saying we're in a good situation, we're in a bad situation, but is the one manager that could get us out of this mess?
Yeah. So if you don't have any sense of belief about the appointment, then I'm very, very surprised because you can guarantee that 99.99% of Town fans right now have got a bit of belief, we haven't got all belief because, of course, we're in the situation we're in, but we've got a bit. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but you've got to have some sort of belief, and it's not just any appointment. This is an appointment. This is our club, Ryan. Yes, but what have you been watching the last? I've been watching utter rubbish, John. I've been watching utter rubbish. I'm not saying I haven't. I'm not disputing that at all. But what I don't agree with is constant negativity and saying that we're going to go down. Yes, okay, that's your opinion. But what I'm saying to you is you have to have a level of positivity to me. This is a turn to the worst, this stream, actually. I appreciate everybody's opinion. Of course I do. But of course, we have to be respectful to one another as well. So, yeah. I'm glad this John doesn't do motivation sessions up the tip. Yeah, I mean, this is getting a bit. Yeah, I mean, Paul, good evening, by the way. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you need somebody. Like I say, I'm not going to comment on that, to be fair. But obviously, I don't particularly agree with how John's coming across. But yeah, it is one of those. And as always, up the Terriers. Yeah, good evening to you, Sir Paul. And I hope you're doing well. A two-way debate. Jess said that thing you said about a roller coaster is spot on. Obviously, we don't like the situation we're in, but the unpredictability about it makes it exciting to be a fan of town. Exactly, it does, doesn't it, Tom? I mean, it's that up and down roller coaster, and yeah.
As much as it stresses you out, what stresses me out when town not playing well, it's a roller coaster. I wouldn't want to support a club that you win every week because it'd get boring. It just get boring when you're winning constantly every week.
I mean,
this is a roller coaster. This is a football club I love with my heart. You know, I love Huddersfield Town, and I'd rather support Huddersfield Town than a massive. Well, Man City aren't that big. They're only oil money, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come on now. It's you know. If you're just moaning 24/7, I mean, you might as well go and support Man City or somebody that will win trophies and things. Because if we are Huddersfield Town, we're not one of those giants in England. We are Huddersfield Town, so yeah. Support the team to a degree, of course. Call people out if you need to, because of course I don't really take anything in terms of. If players aren't performing, I'll say it. I've always been like that. I've always done that. Yeah, but I'm not going to be negative 24/7 because it doesn't achieve anything. Like Ramsey said earlier, it doesn't achieve anything. Can't wait for your stream on Wednesday. I love the sarcasm, Jordan. There, I really do. But yeah, and it's not Wednesday actually. I won't be doing it Wednesday.
If they play Jordan, I should remind you they play.
We play on Wednesday. If you don't know Jordan, maybe I'm being a bit too emotionally. But Jordan, if you don't know, we are playing on Wednesday night, so I won't be doing a stream Wednesday. But yeah, I'm not sure that puts that in a good light there. We have belief in every team we appoint someone, because what chance has the manager's got if we don't believe in them and back them? I mean, yeah, good point, Ramsey. Absolutely good point. And this isn't any appointment. This is a special appointment. A guy that has done it, seen it, but it seems that some fans don't get any belief by that. So fair dues. But yeah.
I would ask Jordan, who do you think we should appoint it then, Jordan? If you don't think it's a good appointment, then
no, I don't think he thinks it's not a good appointment. He just thinks that we're going down regardless, no matter what.
Well, you can never think that. You've got to believe in yourself, and I with Warnock in, I do believe in the team. I do think there's a slight chance of staying up now with him back. He knows the club like back of his hand. He knows the club really well.
Yeah. Everything is going to have a positive and negative situation, especially football, Jess says. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. But like I say, you have to be both sides, though. You can't just be one way. You've got to have a bit of, regardless of how bad it is. Town is staying up. Good positivity, and I like it. And that's what we need fans that do have that belief, though, in the stands. Because we need to start backing this team. Obviously we always back the team, but you know what I mean? Keep with the team.
Yeah.
And, and obviously as hard as it is, hopefully we can do it. Yeah, I mean, Jordan, don't call out other people on my stream either, by the way, because I just won't put up with it. At the end of the day, this is not about how many games people have been to this season. We're all fans at the end of the day. We all can't afford to go to every single game at the end of the day. We're all fans. We all have a right to go have an opinion, and that's it. So necessarily know how many games is it. It's irrelevant, really, John. To be honest with you. So yeah, just kind of calm down with the tone if you don't mind, because I'm like I said, Paul's a good one to me. He's always in the stream. George again. We've got a lot of terrier spirit, don't we? I mean, yeah, George. Very again. I can't. Very, very. I like this comment. Yeah. It seems that.
I mean, I've got Huddersfield Town in my veins. That's how much I love him. You know.
Yeah, I love the sarcasm, George. There, of course, because I'll have to go in the right direction here and not just be negative. But yeah. You'll be here. Yeah. Again, I will reiterate. We are playing on Wednesday night, so I will not be doing a stream Wednesday, and I will not. I will assess the game how I see the game. So that's it.
Like
so,
you always do, don't you?
Like I always do. So yeah, again, we play Wednesday night. Yeah. If you didn't know. Have you heard what you're saying from a fan TV perspective, Tom? You're literally sat here saying you don't want to win every week because it's boring. I'm not sure.
Whatever, Jordan. I'm not getting an argument over a stream with you about it.
Yeah, we need.
You can stick to your opinion. I'll stick to my opinion.
Yeah. What we're saying is, Jordan, if you want to go, what are you exactly wanting out of Huddersfield Town? Yes, we're wanting to see a lot better than what we've seen this season, granted. But what are you wanting? Because if you're wanting to win loads of trophies and everything and glory and all this, and no, it's not going to be a roller coaster ride, then go and support somebody like Man City who have all the financial power in the world and just get who they want. So this stream has taken a turn for its worst. Of course, it's sparked a bit of debate, but I think we have to just draw the line on this, really, to be honest with you. Most fans of top six clubs seems the table flips over when a team you support 500 miles away scores.
Oh, Ramsey, God, man, you are funny.
That is just brilliant. Oh, dear. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that we should sit in League One because, believe me, we should be doing a lot better than what we are this season. I didn't say the reality is though, Jordan. It feels like you're putting an unrealistic spin on things in terms of what you're expecting of Huddersfield Town. I'm not saying we don't expect to lose every week. No way. But we're not going to win every week. We may lose a few. That's part of football. Everybody loses, to be fair. So that's not just us. But yeah, so you've kind of flipped what I've said and kind of gone the completely other way. I'm not saying that we should accept losing every week at all and sitting on. No, not a chance. But yeah. Negativity equals toxic atmosphere, which has an effect on the team as a whole. Ramsey, again, you're spot on there, mate. Absolutely. Of course, there has been a lot of negativity in the past, and there has. But look, we have to kind of just the toxic atmosphere. The players will feel it, of course. I think if you are unhappy, I think you should maybe do it after the game rather than during it. But are you mad? You showed his comment calling me out, Ryan. What did I do? Not sure what you mean.
Just gonna go get a drink of water, a bit 2 ticks.
No worries. These are all my valid opinions, which transition from facts from what I've seen from the last half of the season. But the thing is it might be an opinion. Okay, you've got an opinion. We're going to go down. Okay, that's fine. But what I don't like is you're taking a spin on things and putting words into my mouth what I'm not actually saying, and then just being constantly negative about everything and everything. Nothing would ever raise your spirits in terms of what's happening right now. So the fact that a new manager's come in and you still saying that no matter who comes in, we're going down, then I'm not sure it's helpful. That's all I'm saying. Stay positive, Jordan. Absolutely. You've got to stay positive. I'm not being negative. I am not being negative at all. Of course, there has to be a level of negativity if we aren't performing, if we aren't doing what we should be doing on the pitch. But I go back to it. Positivity has to come as well. Ryan, you seriously need to go back on your stream and realise what you're saying against my comments. No, I've not really. I've just read what I've seen and then commented on what you've said. And to be fair, it just feels like there's a bit of a negative, just no positive, it's just all negative that you've commented. So that's the perception I've got. So I don't need to go back on the stream at all. But of course, guys, we're going to rein it in because I'm not going to sit here arguing. We're all entitled to our own opinions. But what I won't have is people coming in and just being negative from the outset. And yeah. But yeah, so obviously Tom has just gone to get a drink. You said stop being negative. Yeah, every stream you have. Well, it has been negative because that's what I've seen. There isn't literally anything to be positive about in recent weeks with the games that we've had, is there? There isn't. But what I'm saying to you is if you cannot get positive about a situation like this with a manager that's come in that has a track record of doing, he has a track record. No, but what I'm saying to you, John, is if you can't get any sense of belief or positivity from this appointment, then I'm not sure what have you just basically given up on this season? Is that what you're saying? I'm just kind of trying to clarify what you're saying because, I have been negative over the last few weeks, quite a lot of negativity, but there's nothing being positive to say. There's nothing being positive to say, has there? It's been awful. It's been absolutely awful. But I go back to it. If we had a manager that knew what they was doing and was actually in a job that actually could do what they were doing, then we might actually be somewhere. But the fact that we had Mark Fotheringham in didn't help the situation that we've had since before Christmas. So the fact that we've got somebody else in now, it has to spark some sort of reaction. It can't just be it can't just be a negative reaction. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, so you're saying no matter who we brought in, or so basically from your viewpoint, then, Jordan, from just correct me if I'm wrong. You're basically saying that if Mark Fotheringham was in charge, you were still, if it wasn't a matter if we had sacked Mark Fotheringham or not, you would have been happy to keep him on. Is that what you're saying then? Because from my perspective, you're just kind of saying that no matter who's in the managerial situation, we've seen over the time. Look at what teams have done over the years in terms of, they've had a new manager.
I'm back.
Hello there, Tom. Yeah, just kind of. I've had a new manager. They've had a new manager, and look what reaction the players have done. So it does matter who was the manager. So the fact that you're saying we're still going down, whether it's Neil Warnock or not, actually, it's quite disrespectful to Neil Warnock because what Neil's done over the years in his career doesn't lie. TV doesn't lie. What he's done, kept teams up, won, so many promotions as well, the most in the EFL that any manager's ever done. I'm just not sure what you're trying to say, if I'm honest with you. Ramsey says it's being negative in a negative situation, but you're still being negative in a positive situation. I mean, yeah, it should be a bit of positivity. It should be a bit of positivity, shouldn't it? Because we're still being negative. Now, the fact that apparently I've been negative the past few streams, which I have, because I say it how I see it. But this appointment has sparked a bit of a reaction, which is a positive reaction, of course, because how can you not have a positive reaction with a guy that's done what he's done in his career and, has an affiliation with the club already in terms of what he's done in the past? I'm just not sure. Ryan, what would you want to see the team go on to be positive and have a better season? Ryan, what would you want to see the team? I'm not sure what you mean, Jace. That doesn't make sense to me. What would you want to see the team go on? Does she mean, do I want the season to
I
be
think she
positive?
means that in a positive way. What do you want to see from the team now?
Well, first and foremost, I want to see passion and fight and desire. And I want to see a clear identity on the pitch. I want to see when we come off that pitch, or when the players come off that pitch, I want to come away from that match thinking, you know, these players have just done their absolute best here. And for me, that's all you expect, isn't it? So, and of course, then we need results as well, of course. So we need to get results as well with that. So, yeah. I hope I've kind of answered that question, but obviously thanks, Tom, for clarifying what that was meant. But yeah, it really makes sense to me. I'm buzzing with the manager, but it's not enough from my opinion and the results. But it didn't seem like he was buzzing though, John, because you said it as if it was. You said it when you said that comment earlier about it doesn't matter who's in, Neil Warnock or not, we start going down. So, like I said, go back to it from your perspective. It wouldn't have mattered if we got rid of Mark Fotheringham, then you would have been happy keeping him in then, I'm presuming. If he'd already given up staying up in this league when he was in charge. So,
do you know what? If we stay up, I'd love to see Jordan's reaction, what he'd say.
Yeah, obviously Aiden's getting emotional, of course, and backing me up, of course. But yeah, obviously Aiden, like I say, thank you for that. But it's yeah, I want to be amicable to everybody here, but of course I'm not gonna sit here and kind of say all the things that I'm. But yeah, I appreciate that support. You always give me support, Aiden, so I really appreciate that. Let's be positive going to Saturday with his first game back in charge, and obviously going to Stoke. Yeah, absolutely, George. You obviously look forward now. We can't do anything about what's happened before us, so we just need to focus on what's to come, I suppose. Now it's the players; they haven't got anything. Jack Radoni is the only player out of the whole team who has been performing. The rest have been. Now, I'm not entirely sure I agree with that at all, really, to be honest with you. Because obviously, I know Knockout's only just come in, but he's still showed a lot since he's come in. Only it's been a few games, but who else?
I can name a few players that have actually done well. Rhodes Diarra done well.
Yeah.
Ben Jackson.
Kasumu in stages. Kasumu's been decent.
Ben Jackson, he's been decent.
Yeah, before the World Cup, he was definitely quite good. Yeah.
Kelly, Roddy Spencer had glimpses of goodness as well.
Yeah, so we've had more than that, John, in my opinion. So again, I can't agree. But again, it's too negative. This too negative for my opinion, I'm afraid. So 99.99% of talent are happy to now have a realistic chance of staying up. Yeah, Paul, absolutely, we are feeling that. Of course, we are. So yeah, how can we not? We've got to have some sort of positivity from this. Hopefully we can stay up now under Warnock. Ross says, good evening, by the way, Ross. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate that. Big up to you. Thanks, Tom. That's what I meant. And my dyslexia is playing up.
All right. Don't worry about it, Jess. It's fine.
There's enough quality in the squad to make a quality start 11, which is more than capable of keeping this team up. Yeah, absolutely. They just need man managing. They just need some belief in themselves, don't they? And I think that it's all right sitting from this. We haven't been good enough. We haven't showed that heart, desire, and passion and fight. That's not no excuse actually. But I don't necessarily know. I do agree with this comment. I think we have got some good players, and more than just one player. So yeah. Well, John, Listen, I'm not gonna go into all these comments now that I just feel like it's getting a bit too far this now. Rhodes has scored plenty this season, and he's done more of his fair share of what he's had with the service he's had. So Rhodes has done a job for us. Kasumu is not in the team to assist. Can I clarify? Kasumu is not in the team to assist. Kasumu is in the team to have that solidity in the midfield. Of course, try and set some up, but he's not in the team purely to assist. That's not his role. That's what I don't see his role. His role is to try and create some, maybe lay off a teammate and obviously somebody get an assist from on the back. But I don't purely think he's there to be an assist maker. But what he has brought to the team is drive, positivity, and that real look to go forward all the time. So, yeah. Ben Jackson can't keep a clean sheet because he's not in goal. But Ben Jackson has actually done quite well to say he's not had much experience. And, of course, he was playing decent, before the World Cup. So, yeah. Rose has scored at least 5 to 6 goals this season. Yeah, I mean, he's scored his fair share, and what he's been got given actually being, he's actually done very well from that. Clean sheets is a team effort, plus Jackson's played about 5 games. And yeah, Jordan, yes, I am skipping your comics now because it has gone too far, I'm afraid. So, enough. And yeah, so yeah, I am skipping your comments now just to clarify that. So you can, like I say, you can laugh all you want, but I'm not gonna bring up those comments. Ryan, get the stream finished if you don't want this to get to. Yeah, I think that we're going to wrap this up to it because maybe I should be stagnated because, of course, I want to go through the comments that people are actually giving that are actually constructive rather than just all negative. So I understand what you're saying. So we are going to wrap up now anyway. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not getting into this. But yeah, well, this is what football can do, guys. It can bring some. It can bring some debates into the. I suppose.
Well, I got here, did it?
But
wow,
I don't necessarily. I feel like you have to be respectful of everybody's opinion. I don't necessarily feel like it should be. Yeah, but anyway, like I say, this has been a good stream. I'm not going to let this ruin the stream. Well, yeah.
Neil Warnock's Barmy, are we? As well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna end this now. But yeah, guys, thank you all for coming in. Like I say, please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are on the road to 250 subscribers, and comment your thoughts as well. Obviously, if you're watching this on playback, like I say, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this appointment. See you, Ryan and Tom. Thank you for a great live. See you both tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, by the way, guys. Or well, I'll be back as a pre-recording, and I'll be back. And I'm just gonna time out. In fact, yeah, I can actually have the power to do this now. Put user in. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Just had to take some action there, but so yeah, like I said, I'm losing my track of thought now, so I do apologise, guys. But yeah, see you tomorrow, Aidan. Thank you for coming in as always. Yeah, keep getting the likes up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Big up to you, Horace. Welcome back in. You've just missed all the
drama.
It's here, so. But yeah, obviously I'll speak to you after this. But yeah. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, big up to you, Daniel. Thank you for coming in as always. Big up to you, mate. But yeah, this has been another live show. I've loved it. Like I say, I love hearing from you. I love, hearing your thoughts and interacting with you all. And I know I've said it plenty of times, but thank you so much for everybody that's coming in. Like I say, we got to 19 viewers at one point throughout the stream, and it's just been quite a high level of viewers from the very. So I'm glad I haven't bored. I'm glad we haven't bored. We haven't bored anybody that's come in. So yeah, well, yeah. But yeah, obviously we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good rest of the evening anyway, whatever you do. And yeah, Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. And as always,
Stay hydrated in your prime as well.
yes, stay hydrated with your prime. But as always, come you Terry's up the town. Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. Bring on tomorrow night. We'll see you guys there. But yeah, take care, everybody. Thanks, Tom, for coming on as well. I really appreciate you. You know that.
Fine, no worries. See you guys tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're going. I promise. This is always the most difficult bit to end it. But yeah, goodbye all. And yeah, come and tune in tomorrow. You know what time it'll be. 6 o'clock. That is the regular spot. So come and tune in then. But yeah, until next time. Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. Come on.